Kakadosh Boker or Masechet Batra Daf Amud Aleph 32a1. Okay, so we were talking about right now when we were speaking about how many people are doing the Ir'ur. Remember, the Ir'ur is like the reclamation against what you're doing. So he says like this: Rashbag is like Rabbi Elazar. What's the difference between them? Because whenever there's going to be orerim, one witness is not believed to come and to reject that. The chitim, and if you're going to tell me the difference between them is one person coming and doing the irur. That Rabbi Elazar comes and he says even if it's going to be one person that comes and he says that he's not a kohen, it's considered an irur, and therefore another witness cannot come and bring him up. And Rashbag says that you need two people doing the irur. Rabbi Yochanan says, according to everybody, there's no such thing as an irur, less than two witnesses. Meaning, if one person just comes and he says, see, this guy's not a kohen, it's nothing. You need two witnesses. So says the Gemara, but really, be'emet, we're talking about two people. Yeah? And here, what are we dealing with? Kegon, for example, the Masechina le be'avua de'hai de kohen. There's a chazakah that his father was a kohen. Since there's going to be a chazakah that the father is a kohen, so therefore, mimila, the son is also a kohen. If the father is a kohen, the son is a kohen. There was a call. The call is that he's a ben grusha ben chalutza, that he's the son of a divorced woman or a chalutza woman, right? And therefore, he's not a kohen, he's a halal. Vachtine, so he brought him down. And then another one witness came and he said, no, that he is a kohen, and therefore we brought him up. Yeah, and then two witnesses come and they say that ben grusha ben chalutza uvachtine, we brought him back down. And another witness came and he said that he's going to be a kohen, just like the first one. So it comes out that now you have 2 against 2. You have 2 witnesses coming and saying that he's a kohen. 2 witnesses coming and saying that he's not a kohen. It's true that 2 witnesses that came that he said he was kohen at different times, right? But it doesn't matter. So says the Gemara, udechule alma, and according to everybody, mitztarfim leedut. In this case, these 2 witnesses, they combine to testify. But over here, the machloket is, are you going to suspect, right, of ziluta de bedina, meaning a disgrace for the bedin? You have to remember, this type of a testimony is very different to other types of testimony. When you come and you bring a person, right, one witness comes and he says, let's say that he killed. Another witness comes and he says that he killed, or thing. They always have to be together because you're testifying on an action. Here, they're trying to testify that the mother was a grusha or chalutza. So therefore, here, it doesn't have to be at the same time. All you both have to come and testify is that she was bemet, never garush, never grusha. She was never a chalutza. And then by doing that, that's it. So therefore, right, doesn't have to be a dulutula. Yeah. So therefore, in such a case, right, it doesn't matter. There's no problem. So therefore, they could combine. So what's the machloket? Zilut al-bedina. Zilut al-bedina is that it's a disgrace for Betina. You bring him up, bring him down. They're going to say, these rabbis, what's going on over here? They can't even decide. Today they bring him up as Rabbi Kakonim. Tomorrow they don't. The next day they give him the what's it called, the Kohen Aliyah. The next day they don't. Yeah. So he says, Rabbi Elazar comes and he says, and once they bring him down, they don't bring him back up. Right? Why? We suspect for the zilzul of Bedin. But Rashbag holds, we brought him down, we can bring him back up. We're not going to suspect for the kavod of the Bedin. Fine? Okay. So until here we're clear. Yeah? Machloket, are we going to come and we suspect for zilute Bedina or not? Okay? Matkifla Ravashi. Ravashi is going to come and he's going to ask the following question. So, if you're going to tell me the reasoning of Rabbi Elazar is because we are suspecting for ziluta de bedina, my idiyachad, what do I care about one witness? Afilu betreinami. Even if you have 2 witnesses coming together and saying that he's kosher, we're also not going to bring it up. Meaning, if the entire reason is that we don't want to make a joke out of the bedin, even though now there's no evidence and everything that you want, so then 1 second, what's going to happen in such a case? Right, where you're going to have such a case that basically even 2 witnesses come. Mamash, 2 kosher witnesses, and they say that he's a kohen. Now, if you're going to suspect for zilut of the bedina, I don't care if it's one witness or two witnesses. So even if this, why did you tell me that the case was there was one witness and then there was another witness after the two witnesses that said he disqualified? Even if there's two witnesses from the beginning. Ziluta de bedina. Ravashi, but rather Ravashi comes and he says, really bemet the fool. Nobody suspects for Ziluta de bedina. Right? Why? Because we're not going to suspect for being mizalzel bedin. Here the machloket is, can you be mitzaref edut or not? Meaning, if you remember, we said that there was one witness that said that he was a Kohen. Two witnesses came, he said it was ben grusha v'chalutza. Then one witness came again and said he was a Kohen. So we combined the first one witness with the second one witness against the two witnesses in the middle that they came in and said he's not a Kohen. So therefore, here we're saying, before we said that in this case you're allowed to do it. And I explained why in this case you're allowed to do it. Now all of a sudden we're saying that you cannot do such a that is a machloket. Why? The plukta dani tonight is a machloket tanaim. The Tanya was we learned in a braita. Leolam enedutan mitzarefet at sheirush nehen bekeechad. We know there's a general rule. You never combine testimony until they saw it together. What does that mean? The same act has to be done in front of both of them, meaning that they saw it at the same time. No, even one after another, there's no problem, right? They're not going to be accepted in Bedina until they both testify together. Meaning, even if they saw it together, but they didn't, they need to testify together. They need to come together to Bedina and testify together. Rabbi Natan says, says, no, I could come and take turns. Today, as long as they saw it together, today I take testimony of one, the next day I come and take testimony of the other. So you see from here that there's going to be a two-way machloket. First of all, are you allowed to be mitzaref, separate testimonies? And number two, even if you're going to tell me that it was done at the same time, do you have to actually come and testify together or not? Two-way machloket. Okay, fine. Story, right? People like stories. So we're going to give you story time. Somebody comes and he tells his friends, my bait bayara, what are you doing in my field? Elmaleh, he told him, I bought it from you. The hashtara, here's the star. So what are you talking about? I bought it from you. Here's the document. Yalla mebet amubet, 32b. Elmaleh, he tells him, shtara zaifahu. So what are you talking about? It's mizuyaf. Right? It's mizuyaf. So what that meaning it's forged. So gachin lachish le rabba in shtara zaifahu miu shtara me'al yahavili virkas v'amina in kitai bidai kol dehun. So what happened was the guy comes and he bends over and he whispers to Rabba. Right? That means basically Rabba was the Dayan. Yeah. So they come and he whispers in his ear, yes, correct. It is mizuyaf. But really be'emet, meaning it's forged. Right? But I really did have a document, but it got lost. So I said, I'm going to bring this one. Yeah, I did have one, but it got lost.
So he faked the original.
So what?
He lost the original.
I just said he faked the original one that he had the original. No, he lost the original.
You're saying it wrong in English. But yes, what you're saying is correct, but you're saying it wrong in English. Right? Like what the doctor said. Right? So you're faking the he lost the original, so he forged the new document. Okay? You said it the other way around, but it's okay. Okay, it's okay. Right? Amar Rabba. Rabba comes and he says, Malo leshaker. He's got amigo. You remember we mentioned this concept, right? He comes and he says, why does he have to lie, right, and say something else? If he wanted, Elmaleh, he could have said, "Shtar Amalim. This is a good shtar." Meaning the guy could have kept quiet and said, "What are you talking about? This is a good shtar," and then that's it. The fact that one second. Elmaleh Rav Yosef says Rav Yosef, "Amai samachta haishtara chaspa be'alma." Says Rav Yosef to Rabba, I don't understand why you're being somech on the shtar. The shtar is a piece of pottery. It's worthless, right? What are you being somech on the shtar? Right? Why? Because at the end of the day, since he told you that the shtar is not true, so therefore there's nothing what he has. He's got the field in his hand with nothing. He doesn't have a shtar. He has nothing. Fine. Next story. Somebody comes and he tells his friend, give me the 100 zuz, right? That I had that you owe me. The hashtara, this is the shtar. Elmaleh says shtar zayfehu. Says it's a mezuyaf. So Gachin, the same thing. Gachin lachish Rabbi. He bent down and told Rabba, in Shtar Zayf, it's true. I had a good document and I got lost. And I said he could be a high bidai. So I'm gonna have something. Rabbi says, right? He could have the exact same concept. He could have done this beforehand. It was to do the field. Now we're talking about a halva, a loan. That's the exact same concept. So Amaleh of Yosef says of Yosef, what are you going to be somech on this shtar? So what is the case? What is the halacha in both cases? Remember, the two different cases. What's halacha? Interesting, right? You understand? Meaning we're going to paskin like Rabba to do with the land, which means that he's correct. He's got a migu, and therefore he's going to be believed. But we're going to paskin like Rav Yosef to do the loan, and therefore he doesn't have to pay back the loan. So the Gemara is going to explain. The Gemara is going to explain why. So Hilchatav Kiraba Be'arad Alachazek Rabba to do with the land. Tehicha de Kaima Ara Tekum. Where's the land right now? The land is right now in the property, in the chazkat of the one that has it in his hand. So therefore he's muchzak in the land. Since he's muchzak in the land, I'm going to say, you know what? Leave the land where it is. Where's the land? In this guy's hand. So therefore you come and you say that it's forged, right? Technically he's got a migu. So you go and you come and you prove, right, the bemet, it's your land. But we're going to pass like of Yosef and Mezuzeh, the hecha de kamezuzeh litme. Who's muhsak in the money? The guy that has the money, right? You're trying to take away from him his money. So therefore we leave it in his possessions as well. Meaning that wherever we're going to come and we're going to have the chazakah, right? Who's muhzak. This is a very famous concept. Who's muhzak? He's going to come and he's going to be the one, right, that he's going to have. Okay? So the halacha is like Rabba in the field, because again, wherever the land is, it stays. So since the field was in the hand of the original guy, that means even though this guy came and he brought a forged document, it still stays by him. But the halacha is like of Yosef in the money, because again, since right now you wanted to use this migu to take out money and you're not muhzak, right? Because basically you're trying to come and use a migu, but you're not muhzak in the money. Who has the money? The borrower. So therefore it stays by the borrower. Why? Because we do not say the migu to take out from the money. Next case, right? This is going to be the two dots. Hahu arva. There was an arev. Everyone knows what an arev is, a guarantor. Okay, so there was a story with a guarantor on a loan. That he comes and he tells the borrower, go give me the 100 zuz that I paid for you. Meaning, remember that there's a guarantor. The guarantor, right? There's a difference between if it's going to be an arev kablan or not. Basically, the concept is that if you don't have the money, they go to the other guy and the other guy has to pay for you. Sometimes there's something which is called an arev kablan that they could go to him directly even before going to you. Okay? So now, the hashtar, and this is the document. Elmaleh, he says, Lav peratich. He says, I didn't pay back already. Elmaleh, he says, yeah, but lava dart shakati minai. You took it from me again. Meaning everyone understood what happened. One more time. I come and I'm lending money. Right? I come and I'm lending money to, right, Mr. X. Mr. X comes, right, and he's borrowing the money, but he needs a guarantor. So he takes John Doe to be the guarantor. What happens is that John Doe comes back and he says, give me the money that I paid for you. So he says, what are you talking about? But I already paid you back. He says, yeah, but you took it back from me again. So now what's the halacha? So Shalcha Ravidim Baravim sent Ravidim Baravim. They come in front of Abaye. Okay, I got them. What's halacha in this case? Meaning, technically speaking, he paid him back. And once he paid him back, this debt document is nothing because he already paid him back. But mitzad sheni, he took from him again. So what happens now? So Shalach Abaye comes and he says, "Mighty Bailech, what's the question?" He said the halacha like Rabba be'ara, right? What? Meaning, what's the question? This concept of Rav Idi Baravi, yeah, was what he said. Turn the page back. Who was the one that said that the halacha is like Rabba in the land and the halacha like Rav Yosef in money? It was Rav Idi Baravi. So the same Rav Idi Baravi is coming and asking, what is halacha in this case? Says Abaye, I don't understand. What's your question? You were the one that said the halacha is like Rabba in the land and Rav Yosef in the money, and therefore wherever the money is, he's muhzak. He's muhzak. So what's going on then? What's the question? Yeah. So therefore he's coming and saying, right? So what's the question then? Right? It's the exact same thing, a forged document or a document that I already paid back. Salam shos. Right? So says the Gemara, but when do we say these words? The Elmaleh, that he told them, Hadartos vatinu minai, you came and you borrowed it again. Aval Elmaleh, but if he told them, Hadartinu nalach, I gave you back the money because it wasn't good money. Yeah, that means basically the money was not good money. Again, you have the shibud of the shtar, which means like this. What he wants to say is there's going to be a difference why I gave you back the money. Did I give you back the money as a new loan? Or did I give you back the money because the money that you gave me was not, it's not, okay, either if you want to say it's counterfeit or it's not, yeah, but there's a word for it.
Come out. Do you remember this?
Okay, I forgot the word. So basically, what is the concept? The concept is like this. If I come right now and I say that I paid you back, right? But you lent it to me again. What happens with this document? It's nothing. Why? Because now it's a new loan. So the document was already gone. What happens if I paid you back, but I didn't pay you back with legal tender? Meaning I paid you back with money which is not accepted. What happens? The loan, the debt, meaning the document, is still a valid document. So therefore, he's coming in and saying that there's going to be a difference. What happened? What exactly happened? So he says, if it's going to be that I came back and I told you, right, that I but I gave you back the money. Why did I give you back the money? Because I gave you back the money because it wasn't good money that you gave me. So you still owe me the original money, which means that the document was still a good document. There, according to everybody, I could still collect with that document. The machlok between Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef is only going to be if he paid him back and then he took out a new loan. Fine. Rabbi bar Sharshom, nafeka lekala tekaachil ara diatmin. Do you know Rabbi bar Sharshom? There was a call coming out. There was a rumor coming out that he was eating from the properties of Yitomim, which means he was taking the properties of Yitomim and he was eating, right? So now, what's going on? Amalei Abaye comes and he says to Rabbi Sharshom, easy, well, tell me what's the case? What's going on? Listen, you've got some rumors coming out against you that this is what you're doing. What's going on? Amalei, he says, I was machzik in a karka of a mashkon from the father of these Yitomim that he owed me money. So this was called mashkanta de sura. Mashkanta de sura is that basically he eats the fruits of the land, and that pays off the debt. So for example, right, I'm going to come and I'm going to lend you money, right? And what happens is I come and I say, okay, fine, how are you going to pay me back? So instead of paying me back money, I say, no problem. You have a field over there or a house. I'm taking that house, right, for the next 10 years. Why? The rent for the next 10 years is going to pay off your debt. And that's what's happening. So that's called mashkanta de sura. So he comes and he says, right, v'havali zuze acharina kabeh. Now, let me give him a 33a. Right? So he says, and I also had other money by him as well. That there, I didn't have any mashkanta. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a collateral. V'achalta shne mashkanta. So I ate already the years of the mashkanta. Right? Amina. So I said, if I'm going to give back the land, right? And I'm going to say that I have other money by him, the rabbis are going to say, you have to swear. I'm going to hide the shtar mashkanta. And I'm going to completely eat the entire time, and that's it. So says the Gemara, right? Because I could have just said that I bought it from him. Mehenna, I'm going to be believed. So now I'm going to say that he owes me money. I should be believed. Meaning, again, we're saying that's amigu. Right? What's amigu? Amigu is I could have said that I bought it from him. And I've been here for the past... And they would have believed me. I've been here for so many years. I would have believed me. Now that I'm saying that I didn't buy it from him, but he owes me money. But it was other money. It wasn't the same money which is on the Mashkanta de Surah. So therefore, I should be believed. It's again what's the amigu. So Elmaleh Abaye comes and he tells him, "Lekucha biyadi lo matzita mart." Right? You can't come and tell me now, "Lekucha biyadi." Ta'ika la kala dara diatvehi. You can never give the ta'ana that you bought it because there's already a call, there's a rumor that it belongs to the Yitomim. And the fact that there's a rumor that it belongs to the Yitomim, so therefore it does not help whatsoever. Okay? So therefore you come and he says, fine, ela barada. What are you supposed to do then? So he comes and he says, Ella, but rather, right? He says, Zila adre nale, yalayu, go give it back to them. And then when they grow up, you go take them to the din. And we finish with the two dogs.